No, it was a very it was a convincing victory with greenskins against the Empire. The Hammer of Gorg really threw off Duck, I think, compared to what it normally would. I think it would have been an entirely different game without it, but it ended up doing a ton of work. So, Sir X, what has the Empire brought us this time?
Alright, Tlaxtlan is learning, and he's actually bringing a Hammer of the Witch's Great Cannon artillery piece. So he can be the one with artillery. For a Cav component, we have not one but 2 units of Reichsguard, accompanied by a regular unit of Demigriffs with halberds. Up in the air as leadership, we have the General of the Empire with Blood Roar, Potion of Strength, and Foe Seeker.
You really don't like Potion of Toughness, eh?
It's just, I don't know. It's so generic. Anyway.
What a... Yeah?
Yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like it blocks some of the cool legendary lords from being played. Like, you can't really bring Karl Franz because of that.
Yeah, I agree. What else has he brought us?
Alright, we have a main line of regular swordsmen. We also have a silver bullet handgunner, a normal handgunner, 1 unit, it looks like, 1 unit of regular flagellants, 1 to 3 units of spears to ward off some cav on the flank, as well as 2 units of spears in the back. So 5 units of spears as well. Lots of infantry, mixed quality.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of cheap infantry and then just kind of like boosted up by more expensive units and cavalry, but we'll see if it holds.
Also, I forgot, he also has a light wizard with the net of Amintok, as well as Foz protection.
And a scroll of power, so he might actually try to go for the double net, which he can use well, and I guess that's kind of why he's taking a Flying Lord, right? Because he can always net Pegasus Knights and just light them up and keep himself safe.
Indeed.
For Bretonnia, chat, we have 3 units of Spearmen at arms. We got 4 units of Peasant Bowmen with poison arrows. We got Luen Leon Kerr in the air with Sword of Corone, Stand Your Ground, Foe Seeker, Beloved Son of Bretonnia, and of course Lady's Champion and Blessing of the Lady. For the other hero, we have a single Damsel of Life with Earth, Blood, and I think that one's called Stone. Yeah, Flesh to Stone. We also got 2 cavalry units. We got a Questing Knight and a Knights Errant. Actually, is that 2 of them? No, yeah, Questing Knight and Knights Errant. And then for the other infantry, we have 1, 2, 3 units of Foot Squires and 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Paddled Pilgrims. Wow. So a peasant Bretonnia focused army, but we'll see how it does, because I would say that most of his infantry can beat the Empire's infantry without a problem, but the cavalry is going to be an issue for him to deal with. However, it does help that he has those 4 peasant bowmen, because they will pretty much destroy the handgunners.
Agreed. So the Knights Errant, that's a bit of a weird cavalry pick, because for only 300 more you can get the what's it called?
Knights of the Realm?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like they're much superior for that 300 cost.
Yeah, they are. They certainly are. But I guess he's got, like, maybe he couldn't spare any other gold, or maybe he's got a plan to just use it as, like, a flanking unit on its own, but we will see. Oh, the cannon has already begun firing on the Peasant Bowman, and the handgunners is firing away on the Spearmen at Arms, so we'll probably see the Peasant Bowman starting to move a little bit up so they can focus down the handgunners, but the handgunners are quickly getting off the cliff. They know better than to try and fight 4 peasant bowmen.
Exactly. So these 4 peasant bowmen, they're all pox arrows, which I feel is a little bit of a waste of money because you get redundant poison effects, so maybe only 2 are necessary or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I would probably take 2 as well, and then take 2 fire, or just 2 regular ones, because 4 of them seems a bit excessive indeed. But oh, the peasant bowmen are firing away at the general, starting to poison him, and the general's kind of gotta watch a little bit out. He just took good damage right there, and I'm guessing that he's trying to bait Duck into chasing him so he can net and handgunner him down, but his handgunners are quite a bit away now.
You can see this light wizard is in fact hidden, so.
Oh yeah, he hasn't even seen him yet, but I do think playing against a good player, you pretty much expect a hidden light wizard. When you don't see the wizard yet, it's not gonna be oh, surprise heal, right? It's gonna be like surprise net.
Exactly. So he's trying to use some cavalry into this choke point. Not sure how that's gonna work for him.
Yeah, having his cavalry down here is gonna be kind of strange because we do see Duck moving up on the other side, and oh, the peasant archers are pulling back a bit to fire so they don't get charged. And he's opting to pull his spearmen back as well instead of keeping them up there. I guess he's trying to like reorganize Soothsayer's army into a more advantageous position by messing with him a bit like that, but the peasant bowmen are gonna turn around and will probably get off quite a bit of damage onto these knights. They are charging, however.
Yep. Take a look at these, after the charge, take a look at the questing knights on the right. They're getting really hammered by the, Hammer of the Witches, and they're down to half health.
Yeah, that's the thing we saw last game as well, right? Like, it just ended up being the cavalry taking so much damage from the artillery, and Duck not able to respond in time, and it will be sad if that's sort of the same case scenario, but he hasn't taken anything to deal with that artillery, so it might actually be. And oh, we do have the lords fighting, and with Luen's sort of Corone, he will be able to easily beat the general in a one-on-one. But the thing is, those handgunners are providing support for the general of the empire.
And there goes the net. And now these handgunners are gonna have a good time.
Yeah, he's really got to take out the handgunner here, otherwise I'm very afraid for Luenzo X, because even a lone handgunner will do pretty sizable damage. Indeed. One volley just taking 10% off right there.
Here comes the cav trying to push in, but they're getting caught on spears.
Yeah, you don't really want to fight spears. However, Bretonnia is sending in some battle pilgrims and foot squires that will get there very soon to quickly wipe out those three spearmen and the handgunners. And in the center, Bretonnia is pretty much holding while 4 peasant bowmen are doing so much damage to the Empire right here. But the Empire, Sir X, he does have cavalry coming around. Yeah. And I think Bretonnia's gotta watch out for that.
That's a beautiful flank. These one unit of spearmen at arms going up against certain death, but to go to their army.
Yeah, they're just gonna try and save some of the peasant bowmen, but I don't think they'll be able to do it in time. In the meantime, oh yeah, that took a lot of damage. Duck is still trying to hunt the general of the Empire, but I think he's gonna have to focus on the cavalry over here, because that's gonna break his units and then break all the peasant bowmen very quickly if they get onto them.
And look at these two straggler cav of Bretonnia. They're sneaking around.
Are they still over there around? Oh yeah, they are. They're probably trying to stop that Hammer of the Witches and the handgunner finally.
Yeah.
Which they've needed to do for a long time, because those two units are pretty much gonna mess up their day.
Indeed. So it looks like the backlines belong to each other, belong to the opposite faction, which is interesting.
Yeah, they've kind of like swapped around like that. And we do have the Hammer of the Witches taking charge, so does the handgunner. And oh, he's quickly charging onto the other. Oh, we do see the general of the Empire going very low and already used his potion of toughness. So if he gets caught, he might actually get killed, and that would be very, very bad for the Empire. But for now, Luen, he's also taking quite a bit of damage, and he can't really take more handgunner volleys.
Indeed. And the 2 units of handgunners are getting caught by calves, so good job in Bretonnia for dealing with that.
Yeah, he pretty much just charged in and kept occupying the handgunners, right? And oh, we'll probably see Luen. We have a bit of a downtime for him, but oh, he's on the move again. I wonder if he's going to try and assist the infantry now. A lot of it did just rout, but it should be back very quickly. Or he's just going to quickly move to try and chase off the General of the Empire again.
Indeed, this middle looks to be going pretty well for the Empire, but yeah. The General of the Empire is just running away from Luen. He cannot take that fight. But I think Luen can chase him down. Yep.
Yeah, he might actually be able to. And oh, the Knights Iran just charging in the Empire infantry in the back over here. And also for Bretonnia, we still have 2 battle pilgrims and 1 foot squire up here that can move around to do a lot of damage. And oh, a Sword of Corone active. And oh, Sir X, he almost got the General of the Empire. 1 more hit pretty much, and he's down.
Indeed. So right now, I think I should, if I were the Empire, I'd defend my cannons and maybe try shooting at Luen.
Yeah, I think he sort of has to, right? Like, he needs to force Luen down, so the Hammer of the Witches should be on him to try and mess with him. But Luen is gonna take a charge from Demigryph Knights right now, and oh, he's gotta watch out because they can actually do a lot of damage very quickly. And the General of the Empire did return over here, but a Peasant Bowman returned as well, and he was in range for a moment, but didn't really fire. But
exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, Luen's gotta really watch out now because he's taking cannonballs from the Hammer of the Witches, and he's also been charged down by the Demigryphs. And if he dies now, there's no way he's gonna be able to kill the General of the Empire, who he let run off instead of chasing down.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, and that neck goes down. That's going to spell death, probably.
Yeah, there's no way Luen's gonna be able to get free from this one. The cannon won't be firing, but the Demigryphs will certainly get in there and do a lot of damage. Some of the units are blocking the Demigryphs actually, so he isn't taking as much damage as he maybe should. But oh, the net is out. He's probably gonna rout soon and maybe get out and then return later on. But oh, he is just putting himself out there. He's trying to get through.
Here comes the Empire, the General of the Empire back.
Yeah, he came back with no health. We do have the Hammer of the Witches dead now, but the Empire General, he pretty much can't touch anywhere without getting killed, so he has to really watch out. And Luen did get up and out, and he'll probably return soon. But how would you use the General in this case, Sir X? Because the General of the Empire is so wounded that you can't really use him, right?
Well, you gotta stay away from the archers on the other side of the battlefield. So I'd go after like routers and keep them routing.
I think taking out the archers is probably the way to go. Most of them are dead by this point. In the center, we do have the foot squires doing a lot of damage, wiping out the spearmen and helping the damsel, and some other Bretonnian infantry starting to push in there. But Luen has just returned, and if he wants to, he can start chasing down the General of the Empire. Of course, there's one handgunner left that he's kind of gotta watch out for.
General of the Empire goes in to rout the damsel and does it. If he had missed that charge, she could have hit him back and killed him, possibly. That was a little silly.
Yeah, it was actually very risky, but it ended up working out right. So sometimes you gotta risk it, and this time it worked. We do see a nice little volley getting onto the Reichsguard here from the Peasant Bowman in the forest, just sort of hiding, but still not sure if it'll be enough. However, Bretonnia, Sir X, is coming back with a lot of infantry now that has pretty decent health.
So here comes Luen again, but again, there's still one unit of handgunners, and that light lizard's still alive. But I think he's trying to charge him.
Nah, that's too risky, right?
Yeah, you're right. But those demis have not seen much combat besides, I guess, destroying one unit of spears. And the Val Pilgrims are going to go right into them.
Yeah, they haven't done way too much, but oh, the foot squires are gonna take some damage here, but gonna do damage quickly back. And oh, a sort of Corone coming down, so he's gonna try and destroy those Demigryphs slowly, but he can't really land without risking getting netted and killed. So I think he's just being very safe and careful. Oh, the General of the Empire did rout, but oh, he just returned on the edge. Oh my lord.
And here comes the Imperial Cav pulling out and going to do a nice cycle charge.
Wise indeed.
I think.
Yep. The worst part here is, right, like if he had just killed the General of the Empire, rest of Empire would probably rout, but because he keeps returning, it's just not happening. And oh, a volley from those handgunners kind of made Luen through his pants there, but we do have some crossbowmen that are gonna try to shoot him down, because
but
if those handgunners live, yeah, the handgunner's gonna be such a threat. Oh. Yeah, he's pretty much forced to stay back, right? Even with the damsel alive back, he's not going to be able to do too much because the demis are probably just going to chase down that damsel and kill her.
Yeah, and this huge clump of over 100 Battle Pilgrims, as soon as Luen gets killed, if he does, it's game. Oh, he's going to eat the charge, and he's going to rout.
Yeah. I think this is starting to look too much in the favor of the Empire with the cavalry, right? Like, Bretonnia was doing very well, but he couldn't finish off the General of the Empire when he needed to. He had one chance actually to just chase him out, but he didn't take it out of greed that he would rout out to himself, and that always gets people. That tiny greed of not wanting to escort him all the way out, and then, well, he returns and you don't get the leadership debuff that you want to cause terror.
Hold on a sec. The General of the Empire just shattered, and Luen's back.
To war.
Really now?
Yeah, General of the Empire is gone. Just routed right off.
But do you think that Bretonnia can still do this? He's so low in leadership, and there's still half a unit of demigriffs. He does have battle pilgrims, but even they are not that healthy anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Because, yeah, he has peasant bowmen over here, but they're about to get charged and killed.
Yeah.
The handgunners won't be a threat, but, I mean, if the demigriffs weren't on the field, I would say Bretonnia could do it, but the demigriffs are still going to be a pretty big issue.
I'd agree. I don't think he has enough to take out those demis. But everything else looks pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't need out. Will the peasant bowmen get off another one? Oh,
Kind of.
yeah, but they get charged and they're gonna pay for that one.
Exactly.
Battle Pilgrim is chasing off the Light Wizard. I think that he needs to make sure to kill the Light Wizard quickly and then surround him with the remaining units, but... Oh, I see. Maybe he's trying to escort the handgunners out now that the Battle Pilgrims are keeping the demigriffs busy over here.
I like that idea, because those guys can just destroy Lewin, and that's instantly game over.
Yeah.
But right now, he kind of has a chance. He needs to just form up right now. He's going to get charged in the back.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? Like, his infantry is just gonna get cycle charged by the remaining cavalry, and that's why I'm kind of like a bit fearful for Bretonnia too, because you can't really stop that cavalry from just going nuts unless you use Lewin, to assist. But if you do that, Lewin's pretty much gonna die.
Yup, and there goes the squires. The Battle Pilgrims again hanging on for dear life, but not even that's gonna be enough.
It's not quite gonna be enough, no. The handgunners have completely shattered, foot squires are left, but again, looking at it, right, yeah, sure, Lewin is alive, but he doesn't really have anything else. I think he needs to kill the Light Wizard if he even wants a chance, but Light Wizard can just be protected by the demigriffs, right? While the Reichsguard just hunts down the remaining infantry.
Yeah. Very interesting turn of events though in this battle. Like, Lewin surviving, the Empire shattering, like, wow.
Yeah, it ended up giving Bretonnia maybe just a tiny bit of a chance, but I don't think it's enough.
I agree.
Losing those Battle Pilgrims there pretty much sealed the deal, I think.
Agreed. Yeah, now Lewin's just gonna look on as dead countrymen, but most are peasants, so he doesn't care that much.
Indeed. And yeah, right, like, he's also soon, like, Empire has pretty much almost removed all of Bretonnia's ground units, which is gonna force Bretonnia to land or shatter, so
Yeah.
he's in a bit of a pickle here, because how the hell is he gonna be able to pull this one home? And there we go, Bretonnia has shattered, and GG.
I like how
The
Lewin
Empire
shattered.
with Soothsayer takes it.
Exactly. Lewin shattered a fraction of a second before the Battle Pilgrims. I find that pretty funny.
Well, Battle Pilgrims are brave people, and there you go, chat. Soothsayer taking down the series in a 2-0 fashion over AggonyDuck.
Wow.
And yeah, I think that was a very, very good match. I feel like there were a lot of back and forth, but then it started shifting into the favor of the Empire. Just look at those cavalry kills, right? 200, 140, 263 kills on the Hammer of the Witches. Once again, I really feel like the artillery from Soothsayer is what won him the game, because it pretty much annihilated the questing knights and knights around before they could get any more damage done.
Yeah, also those spears of the Empire, they held out for so long, just like let him have a nice anvil for that hammer with those cavalry.